Imagine waking up each day with a clear sense of direction, unaffected by obstacles, unshakable in the face of surrounding turmoil, and constantly focused on what truly matters. This may seem superhuman, but it was the daily norm for Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher. His personal writings, which have endured for thousands of years, offer not only historical insights, but also remarkably applicable advice for mastering self-discipline in today's chaotic world. Today, we delve into the essence of Stoicism, not as lofty ideals, but as practical tools for a more disciplined and fulfilling life. Stoicism teaches us to transform challenges into opportunities, emotional upheavals into calm, and life's unpredictability into a source of strength. Whether you're facing daily stresses, seeking inner peace, or eager to enhance your productivity, adopting the Stoic lifestyle can offer profound insights. In a world filled with distractions and instant gratifications, Stoic philosophy anchors us in the virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. It's not just about surviving life, it's about thriving, no matter the challenges you face. So if you're ready to change your perception and management of life's obstacles, stay with us as we explore the transformative teachings of Marcus Aurelius and how they can be used today to foster a strong and disciplined life. As we embark on this journey through Stoic philosophy and delve into the profound lessons of Marcus Aurelius, I encourage you to subscribe if you enjoy our content. Don't miss any part of the video. By being here, you distinguish yourself from the majority. So consider yourself an exception and stay engaged for the unique perspectives we are about to uncover together. At the heart of Marcus Aurelius's philosophy is the belief that self-discipline starts by identifying your purpose. But what does finding your purpose really mean? It's about discovering what truly matters to you, what motivates you deep down, and aligning your daily actions with this deeper mission. Marcus Aurelius often spoke of living in accordance with nature, which, in Stoic terms, means recognizing your role in the broader context and acting in harmony with your virtues. For Aurelius, having a purpose was not just an abstract concept. It was a practical guide that influenced every decision, from the trivial to the significant. He believed that understanding your purpose is what drives you to get up in the morning, ready to face the day's challenges, keeps you focused when temptations arise, and is not about great achievements or external praises, but rather fulfilling the responsibilities that life presents. As we navigate the complexities of modern life, where external influences abound, the Stoic emphasis on autonomy becomes not only useful but essential. It encourages us to differentiate what we can change and what we must accept, fostering a sense of peace and empowerment. This is crucial in a society where we often feel pushed to conform to external expectations or to react impulsively to every distraction. Incorporating this Stoic wisdom into daily life involves a conscious effort to return to one's own principles and act from a place of inner strength and conviction. This means making decisions not based on what is easiest or most popular, but on what aligns with your values and your understanding of your role in the world. Marcus Aurelius' meditations remind us that each day offers a new opportunity to practice this autonomy, to test our principles against the realities of our lives, and to become stronger and wiser in the process. It challenges us to regularly ask ourselves, do my actions today reflect the person I want to be? Am I living in a way that is true to my deepest values? This approach to life does not eliminate challenges or difficulties, but it equips us to face them with dignity and courage. It teaches us that, although we cannot control all the circumstances of our life, we can control our responses, and in doing so, we can lead lives of true fulfillment and integrity. Thus, by following the Stoic path laid out by Marcus Aurelius, let us strive to live deliberately, think deeply, and act in ways that bring out the best in ourselves. By cultivating autonomy and aligning our actions with our personal philosophy, we not only honor his legacy, but also build a life rich in meaning and satisfaction. Marcus Aurelius believed that the consistency of these actions, however small, was fundamental to living a virtuous life. By engaging even in the smallest tasks with all our attention and effort, we participate in a practice that refines our character and deepens our commitment to our own principles. This daily devotion helps us develop resilience that withstands the vicissitudes of life, allowing us to maintain our course even when external circumstances attempt to divert us. The practice of showing up every day is not just about fulfilling duties. It's a reaffirmation of our commitment to ourselves and our values. It's a powerful form of self-respect and a declaration that we are active participants in our lives, not mere passive observers. This participation requires us to be physically and mentally present, to fully engage in the tasks at hand, and to even infuse routine with a sense of purpose and integrity. Furthermore, Marcus Aurelius advocated for the integration of mindfulness into these daily practices. By focusing deeply on the present moment and the task at hand, we prevent past regrets and future anxieties from overshadowing our current actions. This mindfulness not only improves the quality of our work, but also amplifies our enjoyment and appreciation of the present. Fully engaging every day also helps us strengthen against disenchantment and fatigue. In a world where distractions abound and our energies are continually fragmented by various demands, in summary, the teachings of Marcus Aurelius remind us that discipline and autonomy are built through small but consistent acts of dedication. These acts are not grandiose, but are woven into the fabric of everyday life, each strengthening the overall tapestry of our character. By committing to be present each day, in mind and body, we embrace the Stoic path of growth and fulfillment, transforming our daily routines into meaningful rituals that shape not only our lives, but also define our being. Each time you honor your commitment, you not only strengthen your will, but also cultivate the resilience that characterizes Stoic philosophy. By engaging in this daily practice, you embrace the Stoic belief in personal responsibility and continuous self-improvement. You become a living testament to the idea that, although we cannot control the outcomes, we can control our efforts. By the constant act of showing up, you discover the discipline necessary to lead a life full of meaning and fulfillment. This Stoic practice, strongly advocated by Marcus Aurelius, goes beyond making life intentionally difficult. It's about preparing for life's unpredictabilities, strengthening resilience, and deepening appreciation for what one has. Marcus Aurelius, like many Stoics, believed that voluntarily experiencing discomfort helps fortify the mind against times when life might impose this discomfort. This could mean choosing to forego certain luxuries, enduring physical challenges, or practicing self-denial in small daily decisions. The logic is simple. If you are accustomed to hardship, sudden adversities will not destabilize you. You are essentially training your resilience muscles, ensuring you can face life's challenges with a calm and composed mind. But why embrace discomfort in a world that constantly strives to offer us comfort? The answer lies in the very fabric of Stoic philosophy. Growth often occurs at the edges of comfort zones. By voluntarily entering less comfortable spaces, we not only test our mental and emotional limits, but also expand them. This practice is not about punishing oneself, but about changing perspective, from seeing comfort as a necessity to seeing it as a luxury that we can do without if we choose. By voluntarily practicing difficulties, you also cultivate gratitude. It's easy to take daily comforts for granted, but when you occasionally live without them, you begin to appreciate them more deeply. It could be as simple as skipping a meal, which can increase your appreciation for the food you have, or choosing to walk instead of drive, which might deepen your gratitude for mobility and health. Moreover, voluntary hardships connect us to the reality that many people involuntarily live every day. This connection can foster empathy, humility, and a deeper understanding of the human condition, anchoring us more firmly in the reality of the world we share with others. So how can we integrate this practice into our lives? Start small. Choose something manageable, perhaps waking up an hour earlier than usual, limiting your technology use for a day, or choosing stairs over the elevator. The importance lies not in the magnitude of the difficulty, but in the regularity and intention behind it. Each act of voluntary discomfort is a step towards greater mental strength and self-discipline. Through these practices, we align more closely with the Stoic path, building a life not only of endurance, but of meaningful engagement with the world around us. This principle distinguishes what is and isn't under our control, urging us to focus our energy solely on the former. This seemingly simple concept can profoundly transform our approach to life's challenges, reducing anxiety and fostering a deeper sense of peace and resilience. So what exactly is under our control according to Stoicism? It is primarily our own actions, reactions, and judgments, our thoughts, our will, our responses. These are the arenas where we have agency. Everything external, whether it be the weather, the actions of others, or global events, lies beyond our direct control. Marcus Aurelius consistently emphasized this point in his Meditations, noting that becoming upset or disturbed by things beyond our control is not only futile, but counterproductive to our well-being. Practicing the dichotomy of control begins with this realization. While we may influence external events, we cannot control them entirely. The Stoic learns to accept this fact not passively, but as a liberating truth. By focusing on our own actions and letting go of our attachment to outcomes, we can maintain our tranquility and effectiveness, regardless of the circumstances. This does not mean we become indifferent or detached from the world. On the contrary, we engage with it in a more constructive way, channeling our efforts where they can truly make a difference. In daily life, applying the dichotomy of control means asking ourselves, is this under my control, before reacting to any situation? If it's not, the Stoic practice is to let go and move on. It's easier said than done, of course. It requires practice, mindfulness, and the occasional reminder to ourselves of what is really within our sphere of influence. Moreover, this practice has practical implications for how we set goals and expect outcomes. While we strive to achieve our goals, tying our happiness or self-esteem to the achievement of results determined by a myriad of external factors sets us up for frustration. Instead, Stoicism teaches us to find satisfaction in the pursuit itself, in our adherence to our values, and in the effort we deploy. Marcus Aurelius and other Stoic philosophers did not promise a life without challenges. Rather, they offered a strategy to maintain inner peace and dignity, regardless of life's ups and downs. By practicing this principle, we not only improve our own lives, but can also influence those around us through our example of calm and resilience in the face of life's inevitable uncertainties. This concept involves a deep understanding of personal responsibility and Stoic commitment to self-mastery. Rather than succumbing to a victim mentality, where one sees oneself as a passive recipient of life's difficulties, Stoicism encourages us to take control over our perceptions and reactions. This empowerment is central in the Stoic belief that our happiness and inner peace are determined more by our internal state than by external events. The idea here is not to deny the difficulties or injustices we may face. Rather, it is about shifting the focus from what happens to us to how we respond to what happens. Aurelius believed that every external event comes with a choice. How will we let this define us? By refusing to play the victim, we reject the idea that our emotional well-being is at the mercy of external circumstances. It's a liberating realization that opens the door to greater personal growth and resilience. By practicing this principle, we start by observing our habitual responses to difficult situations. Do we immediately look for external factors or others to blame? Do we spend our energy complaining about the situation rather than facing it? Changing these patterns is not about suppressing our feelings, but rather understanding them more deeply and redirecting our energies in a more constructive manner. This involves recognizing our pains and disappointments while acknowledging our ability to move forward regardless. Moreover, this Stoic teaching encourages us to see each obstacle as an opportunity to practice virtue and strengthen our character. This perspective is fundamentally proactive and empowering. It allows us to persevere through difficulties and strive for meaningful achievements, regardless of external feedback or immediate temptations. This resilience is more than mere endurance. It is an active engagement with life's challenges and an unwavering commitment to one's principles. In Stoic philosophy, this resilience is not just seen as a defensive mechanism, but as an active and positive force. It allows individuals to transform potentially overwhelming situations into opportunities for personal growth and moral excellence. By viewing each challenge as a chance to test and strengthen our virtues, we do not just survive difficulties, but thrive through them, aligning our actions with our long-term goals and deep values. Marcus Aurelius and other Stoic philosophers have emphasized that true life satisfaction comes from this kind of deep and thoughtful living. Rather than being tossed by capricious fortune or the ephemeral nature of pleasure, we can find a more substantial and lasting form of happiness by living in accordance with reason and virtue. This approach helps cultivate a life that is not merely reactive to external conditions, but is guided by an internal compass of wisdom and ethical integrity. By practicing delayed gratification and focusing on long-term well-being, we strengthen our ability to make decisions that are not influenced by fleeting emotions or superficial desires. This discipline allows us to achieve a greater sense of autonomy and freedom, as we are no longer slaves to passing impulses, but masters of our own future. Implementing these Stoic practices in daily life can significantly improve our overall well-being. It allows us to live more deliberately, each decision reflecting our commitment to a life of virtue and purpose. It does not require monumental changes all at once, but can begin with small acts of consistent personal discipline. Whether it's choosing to wake up early to meditate, opting to save rather than spend, or dedicating time to developing a new skill, each act of restraint strengthens our ability to control our impulses and align our lives with our aspirations. In this way, the Stoic practice of embracing challenges, practicing delayed gratification, and striving for emotional independence is not just about managing life's difficulties. It's about transforming them into a source of strength, growth, and ultimate satisfaction. This approach leads not only to personal development, but also inspires those around us, as we embody the virtues of patience, perseverance, and resilience in a world that often prioritizes immediate gratification and superficial success. By living stoically, we not only improve our own lives, but also contribute to a more thoughtful, principled, and virtuous society. It is empowering and liberating. It allows us to pursue goals that are meaningful to us, regardless of their popularity or the approval they garner from others. This autonomy in decision-making fosters a deeper sense of personal satisfaction and fulfillment, as actions are taken based on personal convictions rather than societal expectations. For Stoics, living according to one's own principles is the essence of a virtuous life. This philosophy encourages us to live authentically and with integrity, qualities that contribute not only to individual growth, but also to the improvement of society as a whole. By adhering to our values and maintaining our focus on what truly matters, we can lead lives that are both principled and impactful. Practicing this form of Stoic indifference means actively deciding where to invest our emotional energy. It involves a continuous process of discernment, identifying which criticisms are constructive and which are merely distractions from our goal. This discernment allows us to engage with feedback that is truly helpful and to reject what is not, thus conserving our mental resources for pursuits that are truly beneficial. The teachings of Marcus Aurelius remind us that we have the power to define our own success by setting standards that align with our deepest convictions. He advocated the idea that personal peace and contentment come from fulfilling our duties and living in harmony with nature and reason, not from external praise or recognition. By implementing this Stoic wisdom, we start by clearly defining our values and understanding our purpose. Based on this, we can make decisions that resonate with our true self. This also means mentally preparing to face opposition and criticism with grace and equanimity. In doing so, we strengthen our commitment to our principles and fortify our resilience against external influences. In today's world, where the fear of judgment and the desire for approval can be overwhelming, adopting a Stoic mindset helps us navigate the challenges of societal expectations and peer pressure. It teaches us to trust our own judgments, remain steadfast in our goals, and find satisfaction in our personal achievements rather than ephemeral external validation. Ultimately, the practice of ignoring detractors not only strengthens our emotional resilience, but also deepens our commitment to living a purposeful life. This Stoic approach is not just about enduring life's challenges, but transforming them into opportunities for personal growth, self-discovery, and lasting fulfillment. Managing adversity, making decisions, and interacting with others involves understanding the underlying principles that guide their actions and how these principles can be adapted to our own lives. This process of emulation is not a superficial imitation, but a deep and thoughtful integration of their virtues into our daily practices. Marcus Aurelius himself used the practice of reflecting on the virtues of others as a means to cultivate his own character. He often considered the actions and habits of philosophical predecessors and respected contemporaries to guide his own behaviors. By studying their lives and choices, he aimed to embody similar virtues in his role as a leader and philosopher, proving that wisdom is often lived and not merely learned. In our own lives, choosing role models wisely is crucial as it shapes our aspirations and behaviors. When we choose role models who embody Stoic virtues, we set a high standard for our own personal development. We learn to value traits such as resilience, foresight, and ethical consistency, rather than more superficial or ephemeral attributes. This practice not only guides us through tough times, but also helps us build a robust life against the vicissitudes of fortune. The Stoic practice of learning from others also encourages a community of growth and improvement. By sharing the stories of those who embody Stoic virtues, we can inspire others to adopt similar behaviors and attitudes. This communal aspect of Stoicism not only strengthens individual characters, but also fosters a society that values moral integrity and reasoned action over impulsivity and self-interest. Thus, the Stoic approach to emulation is a powerful tool for personal development. It involves not only passive observation of others' virtues, but also an active and critical engagement with how these virtues can inform and improve our own lives. It encourages us to turn admiration into action, guiding us to live more deliberate and meaningful lives. By consistently aligning our actions with our values, influenced by the commendable qualities of our chosen role models, we not only honor their legacy, but also advance in our journey to become wiser, better individuals. This practice of emulating wise individuals and engaging in reflective self-examination is fundamentally transformative. It encourages us to question how we can integrate positive traits and principles from others into our own lives to enhance our moral and ethical framework. It bridges the gap between abstract philosophical ideals and tangible daily actions, making the application of Stoic virtues not only accessible but also achievable. In seeking to emulate those we admire, we engage in a dynamic learning process that is proactive and focused on continuous self-improvement. This commitment to growth influences our daily decisions and behaviors, propelling us toward the ideals we aspire to embody. By setting high standards for ourselves, based on the virtues of wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation, we move closer to becoming the wise individuals we admire. This Stoic practice is not just about recounting events or behaviors, but involves a deep reflective examination to see if our actions are aligned with our values and Stoic virtues. This introspective process serves as a crucial feedback loop, helping us become more aware of our decisions and actions. For Stoics, the purpose of daily reflection is not to dwell on mistakes or indulge in self-criticism, but to observe, learn, and adjust. Integrating this practice into modern life means ending each day with a moment of quiet reflection. Ask yourself key questions. How did I respond to challenges today? Did I act in accordance with my principles? What could I have done better? Were there moments when I lost control, and why? Reflecting on these questions not only develops greater self-awareness, but also guides you to live a more deliberate and intentional life. This practice can also foster a sense of peace and completion at the end of each day. It allows you to address any residual thoughts or stresses by confronting them directly, rather than carrying them over to the next day. This is particularly valuable in our fast-paced world, where it's easy to lose sight of our deeper goals amid daily distractions and pressures. By engaging in this form of personal responsibility, you acknowledge your strengths and identify areas for improvement without judgment. This Stoic habit builds resilience and wisdom as it teaches you to be both the student and the teacher in your life's journey, constantly learning from your own experiences. Over time, this practice can transform not only your perception of days but also your way of living, aligning more each day with the ideals you cherish. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the heart of Stoicism and the timeless wisdom of Marcus Aurelius. Remember, each day is a new step towards self-mastery, embracing the virtues that define a well-lived life. If you are eager to dive deeper, check out one of the suggested videos on your screen next. Your presence enriches our community of detachment philosophy, and we are grateful. Until next time, continue to live intentionally and wisely.